Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the July meta for Silph Arena's PvP, the Catacomb Cup. So this will run for the month of July. It will involve having dark types, grass types, ice types, rock types, and bug types. But then there's also a ban on anything that's steel typing, any legendaries or mythicals, all shadow Pokemon, and all regional Pokemon. So things like Tropius, what else would fall in here? Maractus, I suppose, although I don't know how good Maractus would be. Yeah, mainly it's kind of a ban on Tropius. And then there's individual bans for Scrafty, Dugong, Alolan Ninetales, Obstagoon, and Crustle. So, jumping into the rankings, these are the day one rankings. They are subject to change. But as you can see, Umbreon and Zweilous are the top two. So, very dark centric meta at the top. And in third place, you have Snowy Castform. Then you have Vespiquen and Beedrill. They're kind of the Queen Bee and the Hornet. And Beedrill is definitely an interesting one because it's just had its Community Day and it's got its legacy move now with Drill Run, and definitely looks like it could be a big player with that. You also have Sudowoodo, Drapion, Lapras, Venusaur, Caracosta, which is an interesting one. Skuntank again, Victreebel, Glalie, and Frostlass. Jumpluff, Pinsir is an interesting one up here. Alolan Muck again featuring highly. Scolipede again featuring at the top end of the meta. Magcargo, not for the first time featuring up towards the top end of the meta or having some bit of relevance. And with Rock Throw, definitely going to be able to counter those ice types. And the fact it's fire and rock, there's not a lot of ground flying around to take care of it. Then you have Sceptile, Gloom, Houndoom, Piloswine, Vileplume, Omastar, Ivysaur, Breloom, Celio making another appearance along with Sableye and Venomoth, who surprisingly wants to run Bug Bite over Confusion. I suppose there's plenty of dark Pokemon around. Bug Bite is definitely a better option here, although it is legacy. Confusion isn't going to be doing any damage to the dark types, so it's understandable. But if you can get any of the Silverwind nerf, yeah, Venomoth may not be a good option if you don't have legacy Bug Bite. So just going into some of the matchups that they have, for Umbreon here, you have it can beat Lapras, the Alolan Golem and Graveler can beat Snowy Castform, and it beats Beedrill. But then it'll lose to Zweilous. Now that's probably going to be IV dependent. It's going to be close again with Jumpluff. But all three of these Pokemon, like Zweilous puts out a lot of damage, and Jumpluff and Umbreon are tanks. It's going to lose to Vespiquen just because Vespiquen's bug typing and access to better bug moves than Beedrill gives it that win. It's going to beat Sudowoodo. What do they have Sudowoodo running? Counter. Interesting. So it just out damages a counter user. Interesting. And it's going to be beaten by these, yeah. It's going to be beaten by Sudowoodo, and it's going to be beaten by Scolipede. You see some of these top meta Pokemon now, top 4 or 5. There's a couple of times Scolipede will crop up as a key loss for them. Again, going into Zweilous, it can beat Jumpluff, Houndoom, Venusaur, Lapras, Vileplume, it's beating grass types, it's beating Lapras. But then on the flip side, it's going to be losing again to Vespiquen. It's going to be losing again to Scolipede. Drapion is going to beat it, although not by much. But Drapion has access to Ice Fang, and that's going to just give Drapion that win there. It's going to be beaten by Caracosta. Again, I think Caracosta runs Water Gun. Could be wrong. Again, beating Scolipede, and Alolan Graveler can beat Zweilous. The Volt Switch damage will surely add up over time. Snowy Castform again beats Zweilous, being an ice type against a dragon, beats Jumpluff and Venusaur and Vespiquen because they are all also weak to ice. Jumpluff being double weak to ice, Venusaur grass type being weak, Vespiquen slime type being weak. However, then Umbreon will defeat Snowy Cast Farm, so the Scoliopeed, so the Pinsir, and Alolan Golem and Graveler also. So as you can see, Scoliopeed and Alolan Golem and Graveler having a little bit of influence here on the top meta. Coming down into Vespiquen, can beat Jumpluff and Sceptile, grass types, as a bug type, can beat fellow bug types in Beedrill and Scoliopeed because they're using poison moves. I think they're both using poison moves. Yeah, so they're both using Poison Jab, so that gives Vespiquen a leg up to start with, even though Bug will be resisted by them also. Just Fury Cutter gets things faster than Poison Jab, and when it's all resisted, plus you have a Rock move to hit bugs with, you know. And then you're going into your losses, and again, Snowy Cast Form crops up, Skuntank. But again, here you have Ice types because it's a flying type. You Skuntank because it gets Flamethrower, and Vespiquen's a bug, and Lapras again, Ice type. Yes, it's showing water, but it's going to use the Mist Shard. So Beedrill, with its new and improved moveset of Drill Run, can take out Zoilus, Jumpluff, Venusaur, Victreebel, and Drapion. It's going to take out Jumpluff, Venusaur, and Victreebel just because of Poison Jab. X-Scissor is going to help, but Poison Jab is going to be the main thing there. Zoilus probably needs a Drill Run base, or an X-Scissor base and land a Drill Run, I would think. X-Scissor base. Oh, and just land a second X-Scissor. If you just threw Poison Jab and then Drill Run. Yeah, X-Scissor does more than Drill Run. Okay. So yeah, if you're Beedrill in a matchup against Zoilus, just go straight X-Scissor. Interesting. So again, Poison Jab, X-Scissor will take care of Zoilus, and Drapion, you probably, seeing as it's Poison Dark, this one probably needs a base and a Drill Run. Get the base, land the Drill Run. Yeah, Drill Run does a lot of damage to Drapion. X-Scissor doesn't do a lot. So Sudowoodo is our top counter user. And you can see he's going to be beating some of the dark types. Some of them beat Zoilus and not Umbreon. It also beats Vespiquen because it gets access to Rock Slide. That's the same reason it's going to be beating Snowy Cast Form, and Counter is going to be the main reason it's going to be beating Drapion for its dark typing and Carcosta for its rock typing. Then you come down to Drapion, and you can see it's going to be beating grasses and dragons with Ice Fang. That's the main thing. That's going to be a lot of fast move damage. Aqua Tail for good base. I mean, yeah, but a lot of Drapion is going to be fast move damage and chipping away with Aqua Tail. As you can see here, like all of these would probably just die straight to Ice Fangs if you didn't run any other move. Let's see if we take just in the Jumpluff matchup. Keeping in mind, Jumpluff is 4x weak. Hold on a second. You just have Ice Fang. Oh yeah, sorry. Jumpluff is using them. Yeah. So in the Jumpluff battle, Jumpluff matchup, you can come out with 70 energy and over half HP without throwing a chargeable as Drapion. Like, that is incredible. So yeah, a lot of what Jumpluff is going to be bringing. Zoilus, you're going to have to throw the charge moves because it's going to be RV dependent. Yeah, you're coming up with 1 HP. Like, Ice Fang is doing 10 damage a pop. Let's see if I make that a rank 1 Zoilus and a rank 1 Drapion. Drapion comes out slightly better. And if you had middle of the road Drapion against the good Zoilus, then Zoilus comes out. So it's a very IV dependent matchup. As you can see with 504, like it's going to be close. It's going to depend on who has better IVs. But then again, all the grass types are going to be clean wins. just based on the fact that Ice Fang does a lot of damage to them. And again, you could potentially look at running it with Fell Stinger to boost your Ice Fangs. That if you had an opponent that brought in Zoilus and you're going up with maybe 20 maybe 10, 15 HP at the very most, maybe you get 2-3 Ice Fangs off if you got a Fell Stinger off against Zoilus. So then you're getting 2 or 3 boosted Ice Fangs off and whatever comes in next. And that could very well be a grass type coming in to finish you off, to get a bit of energy for what's in behind it. Lapras will be the last one I'm going to deft at the moment here before I start picking ones as I go down the rankings. Again, it's going to lose to Zoilus, it's going to lose to Umbreon, it's going to lose to Sableye, it's going to have problems with the dark types. It's going to lose to Sudowoodo because it's a counter user. And it's going to have a close matchup, but a close loss to Celio, who's the other water ice, the key other water ice type in this cup. The reason that'll happen is because Celio has body slam spam. But then on the flip side, even with Ice Shard, because Snowy Castform only has access to ice moves, it's going to wreck Snowy Castform. And then with Ice Shard, that's going to beat Venusaur, it's going to beat Vespiquen, it's going to beat Beedrill because they're all going to be weak to ice. And then you're going to have Drapion, whose Ice Fangs are going to be resisted, and Aqua Crunch. By the time he gets to Crunch, Lapras is already over a Surf. So Lapras is going to keep winning those races, and unless Drapion can successfully bait a good bit. So here Lapras goes Surf and then Skull Dash. That's not the way you do it. That's not the way to do it. You want to throw, if you're Lapras, you want to throw Skull Bash first, because you're going to get the boosted defense. Even if they shield it, you're going to get the boosted defense. Drapion, let's throw Aqua Tail as a bait. And then, so you're going throwing Skull Bash, gets shielded, apply buffs. And then you're going to wait until here, and you're going to throw Crunch. And you're going to just go Surf. Not shielded. There we go. So Lapras is coming out clean enough with that win. Just going straight Skull Bash first, because if you go straight Skull Bash first, it's going to do about half damage. And as you can see here, at the point you get to it, Drapion has 66 health left, and Skull Bash does 66 damage. So again, that would be an IV thing. But it could very well possibly just clean out, just straight to Skull Bash, throw Skull Bash. They think it's a Surf, they could be dead, or they could be on like 1 HP. So you get one more Ice Shard in, and all of a sudden you get an extra, you're sitting on 11 energy, you're sitting on 120 HP, 122 HP, 120 HP. That Drapion matchup is interesting. Just go Skull Bash first, get your defense buffed. Even if it's shielded, your defense is buffed, then you can start throwing Surf's bait. Going down, Caracosta is something that we wouldn't have seen very much of in previous Silph Cups. So it's learning Rock Throw and Water Gun. So with Rock Throw, it's going to be the ice types. With Water Gun, it could. What's Water Gun good for in this? It's good chip damage, or good constant damage, but Rock Throw, Body Slam, Surf, you're going to lose to the grass types. Let's not get this wrong. You are rock and water. You are going to lose to every grass type that has ever existed. Even Sunny Cherub. I don't know if that's relevant in this cup, but, even the Bullet Seed off Sunny Cherub is going to do damage to you. But you're going to beat Castform, you're going to beat the Bugs, and you're going to beat Zoilus. Zoilus is just going to be Body Slam spam. I know Zoilus gets it back, but as good, semi-good defensive typing in Water Rock, and Caracosta is bulky. Is Caracosta bulky? Yeah. Caracosta is bulky. If you get a good Caracosta, you're looking at 133 defense. There's good bulk in that. So it's an interesting one for sure. Definitely not something you want to switch in, because if you switch it in and your opponent has grass in the back, you're dead. But, interesting nonetheless. Glalie and Frostlass featuring again, Jump Plus again, Victory Bell, Skuntank. We've seen all these in metas before. Pinsir. It's been a while since Pinsir's been anywhere near the top of the meta. And a massive, massive plus for Pinsir is that its moveset is anti-dark. You may lose to some of the grasses, like you'll see here. Jump Bluff and Venusaur, Violet Plume can all beat Pinsir. But with Fury Cutter, and then run X Scissor and one of Superpower or Close Combat, whichever you prefer. Superpower, maybe you double up and throw them Close Combat, throw and jump out. You do the same with Superpowers. That's personal preference, whether you run Superpower or Close Combat, depending on your playstyle. But if you run Fury Cutter with one of them, you can beat Zweilous and Umbreon because it's weak to Bug and Fighting. You're going to beat Sceptile because it's weak to Fury Cutter and X Scissor. You could beat Lapras because it's weak to Fighting. You could beat Alolan Golem and Alolan Graveler there also because they're weak to Fighting as Rock types. No, you're going to lose to Jump Bluff because that's a Flying type. You're a Bug type. There you go. Venusaur as a Poison type is going to be neutral to Bug moves, and it's going to, same with Vileplume, and it's going to be neutral to Fighting also, or resisting Fighting, sorry. So that's going to be a very hard matchup with X Scissor and Fury Cutter to overcome. Beedrill knowing Poison Jab, okay, fine. X Scissor, okay, fine. But its Flying type is resisting Fighting. Its Bug type is resisting itself. Flying type's also resisting Bug typing. It's resisting the Fighting type. That's why Beedrill is such a good matchup here against Pinsir. It's just tight matchups and Pinsir's moveset. Scolipede, we've already talked about. It can beat Zweilous, Umbreon, Snowy Cast Form, I think, was up there. It's going to be your Bugs or your Grass types with Poison Jab. You could Mega Hornet Sludge Bomb, I suppose. Mega Hornet X Scissor. Interesting. Again, X Scissor is a good bait move. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's a good bait move. You come down then in the next set of grasses, you Sceptile without its Community Day move, Gloom with the newly buffed Moonblast, Vileplume with newly buffed Moonblast, Piloswine with Powder Snow, Avalanche, Stone Edge. So no Bulldoze this time round. Again, there's not a lot of poison types that you could be hitting with Bulldoze, or rock types you're hitting with Bulldoze. I mean, Sudowoodo and Drapion. You could possibly flip those matchups if you went to Bulldoze instead of Stone Edge. Bulldoze. Yeah, so you're going to flip those matchups if you run Bulldoze. So again, look, there's options there to run Bulldoze if you want. You flip Drapion and Bulldoze. Battle. You're still going to lose to Sudowoodo. Yeah. Being weak to Rock Slide doesn't really have, and counter being the move that it is. Yeah, if you throw the Avalanche here, you're still not going to win. It's closer. So yeah, that could be an IV dependent matchup, but fine, you may not flip the Sudowoodo matchup, but they're going to flip Drapion if you run Bulldoze. Caracosta, again, being an ice type weak to rock isn't going to be ideal, but if you run Bulldoze, you can flip Caracosta. So some of its key losses can be flipped by changing its moveset from Stone Edge to Bulldoze. And then if you went to Zweilous, presume just Powder Snow Avalanche. Yeah, straight ice moves. And then you're using Stone Edge then for your Bugs. And for Snowy Cast Form. So it depends what you want to beat with it. If you want to beat your Drapion, if you want to beat Caracosta, then you can run Bulldoze. If you want to beat like your Vespiquens, your Beedrills that are flying Bugs, then you're going to run Stone Edge. It's basically completely dependent as how you want to run your team. Pilocide has good synergy with whatever which way you want to play it, and can beat different things depending how you go. So the next one then is Houndoom. A lot of people will have seen Shadow Houndooms in GBL with Firefang putting out enormous amounts of damage. Again, the non-Shadow variant is still going to do a lot of damage with Firefang. As you can see, it has a stupid high attack stat and a low defense stat. So it's going to be beaten heavily by Zweilous, because Zweilous is going to be resisting Crunch. It's going to be resisting Flamethrower. It's going to be resisting Firefang. It's just resisting everything Houndoom is throwing at it. But with Firefang, is probably enough to beat Venusaur, Jumpluff, Snowy Castform, Beedrill, Sceptile. They're all weak to fire. You also have Vespiquen weak to fire, but as a dark type, Houndoom may struggle against bug type attack users, like Vespiquen with Fury Cutter, like potentially Pinsir with its Fury Cutter superpower moveset. Drapion with Ice Fang, Aquatail is probably a big one there. Just constantly getting to Aquatail fast enough, ahead of Crunch and Flamethrower from Houndoom. That's the only difference there. And again, dark types, they're going to be resisting Crunch, so you have to go for Flamethrower. And Firefang to Flamethrower is such a long time that the dark types can just outmove you. Umbreon can get to Last Resort quicker than you can get to Flamethrower. Sableye can get to Power Gens quicker than you can get to Flamethrower. Well, Dragon Breath is broken. We all know that. So moving on, then you have Celio making his way back, Sableye making his way back. Celio running Aura Beam, Body Slam, Water Gun, Powder Snow. Yeah, Powder Snow. Water Gun is more useful, but Powder Snow is definitely recommended, especially with all these bug flying and dragon types up towards the top. And then Body Slam very much is going to be one of the moves you really only use. Aura Beam is kind of one of those last ditch, I need to get, like, I'm about to die, you have no shields, and I'm going to hit this. Again, we've talked about Venomoth, running Bug Bite. If you don't have Legacy Bug Bite Venomoth, I wouldn't recommend running it with Confusion. There's too many dark types flying around, and dark types love psychics. As we can see here, while Venomoth wins with Bug Bite, if I just change that to Confusion and change Psychic to Silverwind, so just swap its typing moves around, you can see Zweilous just goes to town. And if I take the moves off Zweilous, just straight Dragon Breath, it's going to be close. Yeah, Zweilous comes out with 99 energy. To be fair, he hits 99 energy only at the end, really, here. Yeah, on his last Dragon Breath. So he comes out with 100 energy and 34 HP, And that's using Confusion and taking a Silverwind. Like, that's incredible. So you can take super effective hit plus shielding Poison Fang. Like, if you call that right, this is why Zweilous is so good. Right? If you shield that, you call it 64 HP. If you call the shield baiting right, or your opponent's shield bait, if you call that right, you come out with 99 energy and half HP. Like, that's incredible. And then Body Slam taking 35. So you can throw 2 and then be 2 or 3 Dragon Breaths away from throwing a third Body Slam or whatever comes in. And you're at half health. That Body Slam spam is incredible. So yeah, if you're Venomoth, don't run it unless you have Legacy Bug Bite. There's too many dark types around, and Double Dark could very well be an interesting strategy that will be utilized again this month. Going down, you come to Shiftry, again with Hurricane to counter all the solid grass types. Again, there's no need to run Foul Play. There's not enough there that's going to hit hard. It's going to be neutral to a lot of things, but Leaf Blade is going to hit a lot of those things super effective. and just to have something that can be super effective against fellow grass types, against the bugs. You're going to want Hurricane. You've Alolan Graveler, again, Volt Switch, Alolan Golem with Volt Switch. Again, yeah, Volt Switch is just another insane move at the moment. A little bit clunky once you start getting used to it, but after you use it a while, it's definitely, a little less clunky. So you come down then, you get Scyther. Of course, Scizor can't be included as a steel type. But Scyther can beat Zoilus, can beat grass types, can beat Beedrill. We'll lose to Vespiquen and Umbreon. We'll lose to Drapion again because it's flying type, so Ice Fang is going to be super effective. And it's going to lose to the rock types, the rock electrics in the Alolan Brothers, Golem and Graveler. Again, come down Cragnoll, Ariados. Cragnoll has an interesting moveset. Ice Shard, Ice Slash, and Aura Beam. You could even run you could even run Solar Beam. Not that I'd recommend it. There's not nothing that's going to hit. But with Ice Shard, Night Slash, Aura Beam, you're going to take care of a lot of grass types, except for Breloom, because Breloom's going to run counter. You're going to take care of Zoilus in a very close matchup, just because, Cragnoll has a lot of defense, but Dragon Breath is insane. And that's the biggest problem we currently have at the moment, I think, in Great League, is if something gets Dragon Breath and it has a good typing, it's not double weak to something, it could just run havoc in a meta. Even Altaria, that's 4 times lead to ice, and it can still run absolute havoc over open Great League. Mainly, there's not a lot of ice type users towards the top of Great League, and that helps, but being double weak to something should limit you a small bit. But again, Cragnoll being weak to counter, that's where Breloom's. That's going to be a very close matchup, ID dependent. Beedrill with Drill Run, Pinsir with Superpower, Umbreon will just outmove it with its Full Plays or Dark Pulse, whichever you choose to run. So coming down Bayleaf, again, if you're running Bayleaf, you need 100% Bayleaf, level 40 and Best Buddy to make best use of Bayleaf. Again, it took a hit with the Ancient Power nerf, but still, Razor Leaf, Ancient Power for chances of buff, and Grass Knot, you're going to destroy rock types, you're going to destroy the water types, definitely going to destroy water rock types. But then you're going to struggle against ice types, against fellow grass types, just because Razor Leaf isn't putting a lot of damage out. And Sceptile uses Fury Cutter, Breloom's using Counter, so they're able just to get back a lot more energy than Bayleaf is. And then Umbreon and Zoilus, they're showing why they're top 2, So the next interesting one, we have Bonsleaf, another counter user. It's going to lose to 2 top dark types, which isn't ideal for a counter user. You want to be beating things that counter is good against. You're going to lose against the Alolan Brothers, you're going to lose against Lapras. Again, a nice type of counter is losing to, not ideal. But on the flip side, then you're going to beat Caracosta, Drapion, Houndoom, Snowy Castform. A lot of them you'll be beating with counter, and then Vespiquen you'll have Rock Slide for. Earthquake is nice. It's a very good option. If you get one through unshielded, then good luck to your opponent, I suppose. Don't be surprised if you see a few Bonsleaf flying around from the Spice Lords. It's probably one of the highest ranked Spice picks I've seen so far in this cup. Coming down, you get normal Golem, Haunch Crow. Again, Haunch Crow is very squishy in Great League. Ledian not so high with Bulk Bite. Interesting. Can beat Zoil, it can't. It loses Zoil. It beats grass types, beats Beedrill, beats Umbreon. Again, loses to Zoilus, just based on the fact that Dragon Breath does so much damage. Let's see, Galarian Line Noon with its normal moveset back is down at 53. Of course, Obstagoon is banned just because Dark normal type that learns counter would just kind of wreck. Yes, it's still quad weak to counter or double weak to counter, whatever you want to say, but I mean, it's just an insane typing for that move set. And you have Ludiloco, Cloyster, Glaceon, Torterra. Again, Torterra is a very, very underwhelming starter. As you can see, Grottle is a good bit further up than Torterra already. Come down Cradley with Infestation. Over Bullet Seed this time. Interesting. We're running the Bug move for Dark types. Interesting. So then you're coming down, you get Beartic, you can run Powder Snow. You can also run Charm, but with Powder Snow, you're getting stabbed and you're still beating Zoilus. So there's no need to run Charm. If Zoilus is a losing matchup, or if Umbreon is a key thing that you have to beat with your team, then you could easily run Charm on Beartic. I think Charm should flip this matchup. Let's see. Charm, Ice Punch player off. Yeah. Charm, Ice Punch is enough to flip the Umbreon matchup. So again, there's options with lower down Pokemon, that if you're struggling against Umbreon and you have Beartic ready for some reason, you're a Spice Lord and you have Beartic at 1500, I don't know, rank 40 or something like that, or you have a decent Beartic, stick Charm on it and see how you get on against Umbreon, If Umbreon's an issue, that's another way of solving it. Sneasel again, showing face, and this time not going triple ice, having foul play. But again, Ice Shard, Ice Punch is more than enough to take care of Zoilus, Sableye, and I suppose foul play is probably for Sableye. It's going to take care of your grasses, your key grasses and Jumpluff and Venusaur. It's not going to take care of your Razor Leafer or Sceptile using Fury Cutter that you're weak to. But, again, it's another interesting Spice option. Rampardos. This is definitely the highest Rampardos has ever been. But again, it's just smackdown damage because you're beating a lot of bugs and ice types with Smackdown. And then you have, you're losing to your grass types, you're losing to Zoilus, you're going losing to Drapion with Aqua Tail. That's the thing. Like, Rampardos, it's good, but it's very squishy. Like, its attack is through the roof. Do not get me wrong. But its defense is through the floor. It's kind of a flip of Bastiodon, which is why it's never seen, and Bastiodon is seen so much. Having high attack isn't ideal in Great League. You kind of want to have a bit of defense on it with you. And coming down then, I don't think there's much else here. You're looking at Dwebble. Dustox has a bit of play, but again, there's a lot of dark types, and Confusion isn't going to do a lot of damage to them. So, I wouldn't recommend Dustox yet in this meta. I don't think Struggle Bug is good enough to run with Silverwind or Bug Buzz. You probably still lose dark types. Plus, Dustox only gets to 1300 CP, so, Alolan Executor. Dragon Tail, does it beat Zoilus? No. Definitely not. Right, so we're taking Super Effective back too from Dragon Breath, and that's kind of broken. Again, Butterfree, you want Legacy Bug Bite, Butterfree. And even with Legacy Bug Bite, you're losing to Zoilus, you're losing to Umbreon, you're losing to Venusaur. Yeah. Again, you can see all the Confusion users now kind of starting to come in, Executor, like Cranidos down the end, then Headbutt. That is a nasty moveset. Oh god. Yeah. No. Do not run Cranidos, whatever you do, please. So that's kind of the overall gist of what the cup looks like. Again, key players are going to be Umbreon, Zoilus, Castform, Vespiquen, your new Beedrill with Drill Run, Sudowoodo. And again, things that I think will have big play. You're going to have Scolipede here at 18, beats a lot of top meta. Houndoom at 22 with Firefang is going to deal with a lot of grass types. And it's going to deal with a lot of the ice types that are going to be around to deal with Zweilous. So it may be worth your while running triple dark. Because Umbreon is just so good. Zweilous is a dragon type with a broken fast move, and then Houndoom is kind of a cover for Zweilous. I would be very wary of counter users then. But as the big counter users are Sudowoodo and Breloom. Would I be right? Yeah, and Bonsly. There ain't too many counter users around. You'll definitely have to see, like, most teams will probably have one, and it'll probably be leaning towards Sudowoodo just because it can beat Zweilous. Where Bonsly and Breloom can have Dynamic Punch too, that's way. Interesting was that. So yeah, like while Bonsly may be featured, I think if people are running counter users, they'll run Sudowoodo or Breloom. But yeah, if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching.